Stranger Things just wrapped up its 5th and final season on TV, but a new animated series is headed to Netflix, Stranger Things Tales from '85. And Broadway is still upside down with a mind-bending Stranger Things prequel. I caught up with one of the stars of Stranger Things, the first shadow, Alison Jaye. All right, let's talk Stranger Things.
Yes, all things Stranger Things.
All things Stranger Things. How's it going? You're in what show? How many shows has it been over?
So we just figured this out that I think today is 327 shows. If not, we're around 300 and something shows right now.
Does that feel surreal?
At the same time, it feels in moments like we just begun and in moments like I've only ever done this my entire life. So 300 and I was just looking back at my journal about when I moved to New York to do this and was like, oh, we started rehearsals, maybe it was last week or something, a year ago.
What did your journal say when you first moved to New York? Where did you move to New York from?
So I'm actually from New York.
Okay.
I was living in LA for the past 11 years. My family is still here.
Oh, wow.
So, which has been an amazing homecoming all around. My friends, my family. I actually grew up working on Broadway as a kid. So this overall has felt like a large homecoming. So the journal entries kind of massaged that idea. It was talking about like, okay, you're coming home, you're coming back to the stage, where you grew up, where all of your most formative memories and your years like becoming a person were. What are your expectations? What are your fears? And what are you like the most excited about? And so I'm a big journaler. There's books and books.
Do you look at your fears on that now and say, hey, I've conquered some of those? What were your fears then?
I think some of the fears at the time were recognizing the big shoes to fill, knowing this character is one of Winona Ryder's most iconic characters she's created, and feeling like I want to pay the most respect and like homage to her and this character while also feeling the freedom to explore who I am in this role. But I think a lot of my fears were just like, I don't want to be buried alive with the idea of I have to become her. It's like, no, they're asking you to celebrate who you are in this position, in this role. So that fear has slowly been washed away.
What has season 5 done for you all in terms of audience and enthusiasm? I know what it's done like out in the world.
Yes.
What has it done over on Broadway?
The season 5 touchdown in the Marriott Marquis is big. I would say what's happening, these audiences have taught me a lot. I've never experienced audiences like these audiences before. Most people have never been to a live theater production in their life. And I think what has been unbelievable is the level of excitement fans have of feeling like they're learning things and discovering things that nobody else knows. And those little nuggets are only on stage, so they're not captured anywhere else.
When you look at the show every night, and I know that it's a very active, very energetic, there's a lot going on there. What do you do physically to get ready? Do you have any preparation aside from breathing, jumping? I don't know. What do you do?
Aside from taking a deep breath. Yeah, aside from taking a deep breath, I'm a big Pilates person. I need to feel seriously like in my body before I'm running around on that stage. Also, because of the revolves on the stage, there's a lot of movements and running that we're doing that can really cause serious injury if you're not careful. So the utmost strength is required of body and mind to show up every day to work. So I actually do a 3-minute plank before the show every day, which is crazy. I worked up to it. I worked up to it over many months, but it's my way of being like, okay, now I'm hot, I'm warm, I'm ready to go.
3 minutes?
Yeah.
I'm really impressed on your elbows.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed.
I'm glad about it.
Now, you referenced you were on Broadway when you were much younger.
Yeah.
Correct? Tell me a little bit about where that all started. How old?
My first show was Stephen Sondheim's Sun in the Park with George. I was turning 10.
Wow.
It was also my first audition, which was wild. I knew one song, and it was one Sondheim song, and I just decided to sing that for him. And I remember walking out of the room, and my parents are amazingly creative people, but not actors, and like showed me a photo of Sondheim and was like, is this guy in the room? And I was like, oh yeah, he was cracking up at me. And she was like, okay, that's hopefully good. And that was my first job.
Did you always know you wanted to be on Broadway?
No, I had no clue. My parents were incredible at facilitating environments where they would try to just find something that I could latch on to. And it wasn't necessarily sports. I was like doing weird things on the side of the soccer field, like digging out the worms. That was not working. And so they were like, this isn't working. Where can we put this girl where she can find more community? And ultimately, my mom's always been a deep lover of the theater and found this local production company called Random Farms.
Random
so it's
Farms?
Close. Yeah, Random Farms Theater Company. And that's where everything began. Yeah.